Folks, how you doing? This is Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing. I've been talking about all sorts of different ways to wash your car. I want to talk about the riskiest way to wash your car. Some of you have no choice depending on water restrictions, or maybe you got a car you just don't really give a crap about. It's a daily driver. You know, you'll take the quickest route to be able to clean it. You're not overly worried about it. In my industry, they have stuff that are called waterless washes. You don't use any type of water. Obviously, free-flowing water is your best option, whether it's through a garden hose or a power washer. Then your next option would be a rinseless wash. This, to me, is the riskiest wash of all of them because you're not using any type of free-flowing water. You want to use a lot of this product, but take a look at this. This is my industry for you, which is it's actually very disappointing. Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax, the waterless wash and wax, right? So I'll shake this stuff up so I'm ready to use it. All of the waterless washes in my industry are all liquids. They're a fluid. So what happens when you spray it on the panel, most of this stuff is going to drip down and drop to the ground. You're going to be using a lot of this product. It's not the end of the world, but there's a better way to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And I want to talk about a technique that's going to save you guys with using a very risky method already to make it less riskier for you. And it's not just the product alone that I'm going to recommend, but also the technique. Here I have Armor All Ultra Shine spray wash, right? This is actually a foam. So if I spray the Meguiar's liquid waterless wash, which is basically all my industry offers, it's a fluid. If I spray it on the panel, right, and I go down with it like that, the stuff is running to the ground, and I kind of have to work with that, right? We've got gravity on the earth that's going to do that, so we're going to lose a lot of the product along the way. You'll have to go through a lot of it, whatever the case. Let me just get that off the panel. What I want to show you is a better way to do it because the product just is far more user-friendly, safer for the paint. And if I spray this on the paint versus that waterless wash by Meguiar's, which is a fluid, a liquid, watch this stuff. If I spray it on the panel and I go down in a straight line, guess what? My chemical is sitting there. This is incredibly slick all the way through it, and it's still sitting there as I talk. And then I can simply go in and do my waterless wash method, right? I can go down it with a microfiber, whatever you want to do, and just gently go through it, pick up the dirt and dust. Cool. Far better product than any of the professional products that you can buy from my industry. This is water, it's fluid, you're going to go through a lot of it, it doesn't cling to the panel. I think that just makes all the sense in the world. I don't know how you could dispute it, but I'm sure there's somebody that will. Now, when we look at this panel, right, we all know typically about 6 to 8 inches off the bottom of the panel and all the way across the bottom of the panel, this is our danger zone. This is where most of the dirt, grease, and grime and traffic film is going to kick up. If you actually use the method that my industry talks about, let me get down here on the ground. Let's say they wanted you to use this waterless wash by Meguiar's and you're going to spray the bottom of the panel, right? You've reached this far down, and now you're going to take your microfiber towel and go sideways across the panel and be able to pick up all that dirt and dust and all that stuff all the way through the panel. I want you to stop. Guys, my industry is crazy. My industry is nuts. They are not out-of-the-box thinkers. So all they do is want to sell you product. After that, you're on your own. You got to figure this stuff out on your own. But here we go. This makes no sense to me to go sideways across the panel and you're pushing dirt, you're pushing dirt, you're pushing dirt, you're pushing dirt, you're pushing dirt all the way through the stroke. That makes no sense. If our danger zone is 6 inches or 8 inches off the bottom of the panel and down, and the whole length of the panel, what I want you guys to do, instead of washing with a waterless wash or even a rinseless wash for that method and going sideways across the panel, I guess it kind of makes sense. It's human nature, right? That just kind of makes it easy for our hand. What I want you to do is go downward. And I'll tell you why. Let's say I spray this Armor All Ultra Shine spray, right? It's hanging there, clinging for me. Plenty of lubrication. What I'm going to do is I come downwards nice and gently. Now all of a sudden I've entered the danger zone, right? Where all the grease and grime is. But guess what? I only have to travel through it for the 8 inches. Go all the way to the bottom and get off the panel. I want you to work downwards on the panel. You want to cut that area. You want to take the path of least resistance. You're going to be pushing far less far less dirt in your microfiber through that area. You're going to work downward on the panel instead of going sideways where you're taking too long of a stroke, pushing dirt, pushing, and now you've raised the risk of actually scratching the panel. Either way you go, this is not the best wash method. It's going to scratch to some degree. You just got to be careful. But let's take as much of the danger out as we can. Take the path of least resistance through the dirt instead of pushing it all the way through the danger zone from one end to the other. Folks, I'm sorry, but you got to stop listening to my industry. You know, they'll tell you to use this microfiber towel, go sideways across the panel. Then what they want you to do is fold this thing in fours, and they kind of want you to raise the edge up of the microfiber so you can have so you can use this surface of the microfiber more often, right? You're going to have a debris field here, and then you're going to roll up the towel and make another debris field. Folks, when you hold up the towel like this and push through all that dirt, what you have created is a plow, a very rigid plow, and all that dirt gets caught in the microfiber right there, and it's got no place to kind of hide out and hang or get lost within the microfiber. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. My industry, they need somebody else to represent them that can think outside the box and see the bigger picture. It's far safer to go through the danger zone, going down, because you're not traveling through as much of it. You're also, you know, if you go sideways, it's just crazy. You got a microfiber folded in fours. So you're going to have 8 sides to each side of the microfiber towel. Just spray your chemical, whatever you want to choose. I just happen to think this is the best. Spray it there like that. Maybe you want to make the path a little bit wider. And then actually kind of hold it flat and go gently through this whole thing, because now I've got more surface space for the dirt to hang out or hide in the microfiber. Instead of creating this little plow, what they're doing is they're trying to save you from using so many microfibers. But this is a risky process already. If you're not willing to use more microfibers during a risky process, you know, you're wasting your time. Unless you just don't care about your car, it's a daily driver, it's scratched to living hell, then fine, go ahead and do it. But again, go through the danger zone, the path of least resistance. Don't go sideways all the way through it, because you're pushing that dirt far too long all the way across the panel. I love you all. This is the best, as far as I'm concerned, this Armor All Ultra Shine Spray Wash. Because of its ability to cling to the panel, not lose it on the ground, because it's highly lubricated, much more lubricated than this retail level product. Folks, it just makes all the sense in the world. You're not going to lose as much product, more lubrication, it clings to the panel. This stuff is $10.97 on a retail level for 26 ounces. This is, you know, every time I talk about a product, the product seems to go up. I used to get this for $5.88 a can. Now I paid $6.88 for it. Some people tell me they're almost paying $8. But this is 22 ounces for $7 or $8 versus $11 for 26 ounces. But guess what? You don't lose as much product along the way. I love you all. I hope that helps. But just take that danger zone and work it smart. You know, work it smart. Don't listen to my industry and go side to side all the way through that danger zone. My industry has no clue what they're doing. I love you all. Talk to you soon.